Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's solve the LeetCode problem number 217 contains a duplicate. Given an integer array nums, return true if any value appears at least twice in the array, and return false if every element is distinct. So let's check the example 1. So here the nums is 1, 2, 3, 1 and the output is true because the 1 is repeated twice. In the example number 2, the nums is 1, 2, 3, 4 and the output is false because none of them are repeated. All the elements in this nums array are unique. Let's check example number 3, 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 4, 3, 2, 4, 2. Obviously it's a true because multiple elements are repeating over here. So to solve this problem, you can have two approaches. One is a brute force approach and another one is an optimized approach which leverages the set in the JavaScript. First, let's go through the brute force approach. First of all, let's just do a dry run what we are going to do in the brute force approach. Let's take the example 1. There we have these elements. We will go through the each element of the array and we will see whether it's being repeated anywhere in the array. So now let's check the first element, the element in this position 1. We will see whether it's being repeated elsewhere in the array. So first let's check with the element in this position. It's 2. Is it the duplicate of the current element? No. So it's a false scenario. Now let's check with the next element. In this position we have 3 over here. So is 3 a duplicate of 1? No. It's a false scenario. Then let's check the element in the next position, which is 1. So is it a duplicate of the current element? Yes. So it's a true scenario. As you can see, by this step we found out our required element 1 in this case. So this is our goal, but let's proceed with the remaining elements just to understand the algorithm. The element in the next position is 2. So we will try to check whether 2 is being repeated, and when we are on this element at this position, we don't need to check whether it's being repeated in the left side of this element because those are already covered in this scenario. If you can see the 2, we want to check whether it's being repeated in this side. It's being checked here itself, so no need to check that. At any point of time we will just check whether the element is being repeated in the right side of it, so that should be sufficient. So for this element, the first element in this position to the right is 3. Is it a duplicate of the current element? No, it's a false scenario. Then let's check with the next element in this order. It will be 1. So is it a duplicate of the current element? No, it's false. Then let's check with the third element. Here, let's check the element to the right, 1. Is it a duplicate of the current element? No. And then for the last element, if you can see, there aren't any elements to the right side of it, and all the elements to the left side of it are already being covered in the previous iterations. So no need to check. Already covered. Okay, so let's implement it quickly. Let's jump into the code. Here we will be having a nested for loop structure. So for each of these combination, we will check if nums of I is duplicate of nums of j just by comparing them. If this is true, then right away we will return true because our condition is met. But if that's not happened for any of the combinations in this nested for loop, then after completing all the combinations, the control will come here, and here we will just return false as we didn't find any duplicate. All the test cases are passed. Let's submit it. As you can see here, it's exceeded the time limit, and this is expected because we were going with the brute force approach. We were trying out every combination, so that's why for this particular 75th test case it failed to run within the given time. So it's fine, but we covered the brute force approach. Now let's cover the optimized approach. So here in the optimized approach, we will be making use of a set in the JavaScript, and in this case what we are doing is that we are checking each element whether that is being already seen or not. If it's already being seen, that means it's already in the set. In that case we will return true. But if that is not seen in the set, even after completing all the elements, then we are sure that there are no duplicates in the given array. So let's try it out. We are checking if the set already has the current element. If that is the case, we will return true right away because we found a duplicate. If that's not the case, in the else clause, what we will do, we will just add that element, the current element, to the set for the future use. Okay, by this loop what we are doing is like we are checking each element and we are checking whether it's already there in the set. If so, we are returning true. If not, we are adding that to the set and looking forward to the next iterations. But even after completing all the elements, we didn't find any duplicate. In that case, our control will come here. Here we will just return false. Yeah, it should be sufficient. Let's check. Yeah, it passed all the test cases. Let's submit it. Yeah, it's successful. Thanks for watching.